Gentlemen, welcome to Body Language Mastery. First rule of Body Language Mastery is you do not talk about body language mastery. Second rule of Body Language Mastery is you do not talk about body language mastery. Third rule, someone has a question about money, muscles, game. We will answer it until it is over. Fourth rule, only 2 generals to a question, guys. Fifth rule, 1 question at a time, fellas. Sixth rule, no egos, no insults. We're here to help. Seventh rule, webinars will go on as long as they have to. And the 8th and final rule of Body Language Mastery, if this is your first time in Body Language Mastery, your life is going to change. Guy who came to Body Language Mastery for the first time, his ass was a wad of cookie dough. After a few weeks, he was carved out of wood.
Boom, baby. We are live. Welcome to Dude Party, episode 42. Crazy PUA, John Anthony Lifestyle calls MLD a scammer. I got to say, I was going to just sweep this under the rug where the rest of the nonsense belongs. But I decided that I'm going to talk about this because, quite frankly, I feel sorry for this guy, and we're going to talk about it. We just need to talk about what's really going on here, and why is this guy so mad at MLD? Because, I mean, what can I say? There's a lot. Listen. I'm coming up in this world, and hate always comes from beneath. And we are just going to talk about this situation with the seriousness that it needs to be spoken with. I'm joined by my man, Mr. Red Pill Thor. How are you, Thor?
Oh, I'm living the dream, brother. Excellent. Excellent Saturday.
You are looking yoked as usual. And
thanks. We just got a workout done this morning. It was fantastic. We're going to have a really great day here. I'm glad to be able to join the show with you, John.
Yeah, and why don't you talk about because you're a former student and now current general in the Hot Dude Army, and you actually joined Body Language Mastery. You really didn't need to join it. But I mean, why don't you just talk about your whole perspective and what do you think about the program and a guy who, quite frankly, you didn't need to join, but you did join. And let me just hear what you got to say.
Well, sure. I mean, stepping back, actually, good 18 months or so, I actually saw you on the old, not to be mentioned, previous YouTube show before Rule 0, and I was intrigued by some of the things you were saying because it was very true, and it was very missing in the conversation today amongst men. So when Rule 0 group was formed and it started its Facebook group, I believe you and I corresponded a few times, and it was really interesting, and you encouraged me to join, and that sounds good. I like the fact that you were offering this open forum attached to this body language course, which, seemed intriguing at first, but then the whole idea that you would get this group of students together to discuss these ideas, I like that because that's the idea of a mastermind, or even going back further in history, it's what men's clubs used to consist of, working out of problems and issues in a safe environment. I like that a lot. And then when I joined and I saw what you actually had, I think I missed the first week actually, I didn't realize how to get in because I wasn't that tech savvy, but you guys fixed me at that real quick. And I was amazed. It was amazing. And there was a lot of really valid information that's missing in the conversation today with young men, older men. I'm not sure why. I haven't put my finger on that, but it's a conversation all men should have. They should have their tribes. It's a small tribe. It's a good course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very valuable.
And thank you for saying that. No, like I said, it's kind of evolved into its own thing that I didn't even really expect to have it blow up the way it has. But you know, when you got something good, you got to run with it. I'd like to ask somebody else about their opinion of body language mastery. A no nonsense man who has based his entire YouTube channel and life on no excuses, do the work, and it's 100% your fault, Mr. John Somnes. John, you've been in a couple sessions of the body language mastery. What is your objective opinion of what you saw going on in there?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like any. At first, when you were telling me about it, I was a little skeptical, right? Because I was like, no, you're not really doing this. But after being on some of the webinars, yeah, I mean, it's crazy how much value, right? Because you're just like going for hours twice a day and bringing on all kinds of people to discuss. So it's like so much packed into one thing, right? I think you should actually maybe even consider changing the naming of it, because I mean, the body language mastery, obviously that part is really good, but the webinar part is really where the huge value is, right? It's like, because you're helping, I mean, so many guys answer all their questions.
Yep.
You know, giving them a chance. I mean, when I was on there doing the webinar, I mean, we went for like, what, was it 2.5 or 3 hours, and it was just answering question after question after question, right, until everyone basically got what they needed and understood it. And so I think that, you know, the big value is just that is the interaction, right? And then just the amount of knowledge that's packed into what is it, like two weeks or 1 week or 2 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay.
15 business days.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's a shit ton. I mean, that's enough to, and it's not just like picking up girls, right? I mean, what we talked about, like in my webinar session, was how to become wealthy and how to invest and build your mindset and all of these things. And so, yeah, it's like a boot camp, right? That's the huge value of it. So yeah, so I think a lot of people are thinking it's just an online course, which it's not. I mean, there's the online course part of it for sure, but that's not the big value. The big value is like the people that you have access to, that you can ask questions, that you get the training. So yeah, that's my yeah.
Thank you so much. And if you guys want to see John's full coaching session that he did in body language mastery, go subscribe to his YouTube channel, which is Bulldog Mindset. Just type that in, or just type in MGTOW in the YouTube search, and the first 5 videos are all John from Bulldog Mindset, because he's a genius. Yeah, we actually are going to be rebranding it starting Q1 of 2021, and it will be called the Masculine Empowerment Network, MEN. That was a name, not I did not come up with it. Actually, the man below me here, Ryan from innermasculine.com, came up with the name. Ryan, did you want to, because you kind of used to be one of the MGTOW guys, and you realized what's that?
Actually, when I was in my younger years, I was basically Omega male, in college years, whatnot. But yeah, I mean, the thing I want to point out is, everything Jonathan shares is legitimate stuff, but none of it's proprietary. None of it is something that you just invented. It's a lot of guys know this stuff. But the thing that, I like about Jonathan's program is, for a man to be successful, there's a few ingredients he needs. You need proper information. You need a support group, a tribe. You need a mentor. You need, and then you need proper mindset, and you need to do the work. And basically, you give guys everything they need except doing the work, which the guys have to supply. And that's where the value is. But, all your stuff is good, and there's a lot of confusion that is in the, you know, manosphere, guys thinking certain game techniques will work when they don't. And so you don't teach them any of the stuff that doesn't work, but you know, everyone, there's lots and lots of guys that know what you do. You just presented it more effectively, and then built a whole support group to help guys actually incorporate this. And that's what makes a difference. That's why guys in your group are improving, is because they have all the ingredients to become successful. And you know, to some degree, to a great degree, I'm, you know, a success story with your coaching, because my game is much better now and having much more success with women now because of what you showed me. But it's not only the information, it's seeing other guys doing it and say, well, wait a second, you know, all these, I see over and over, these guys are doing it. Well, geez, maybe it does work. And I believe, because I consistently see other guys having success with it, it gets into my mind, and having that support is just a huge part of what actually drives the success, not just the information.
Right. Thank you so much. Shout out to my man in the chat, Mr. Troy on Two Wheels. He says, I can directly attribute an additional $25,000 of income this year thanks to Jonathan and the Indo. Thank you so much. That's very nice of you to say. What we're going to talk about today is a video was released by him, and very, very clickbaity. And so just so you know, this guy, if you go to his YouTube channel, it is a complete cringe fest, to be honest with you. But it's just this guy exposed and this guy exposed and this guy exposed. This is his bread and butter. So I'm going to play the video in its entirety, and I'm just going to show you what is going on with the truth in regards to this video. Basically, he is making claims that I purchased his course and copied his course verbatim. And, oh, God. So I'm just going to start with the video, but before we get going, welcome also Wraith and Googs from the Male Academy, looking terribly intimidating as usual. So how are you, man?
Fantastic.
I saw you deadlifting 240 for reps the other day. It made me feel like a weak person.
It was 405.
Oh, even better. Even better. Fantastic. So yeah, let's just open this video and just talk about this, because oh boy, you know, everybody wants to be a YouTuber until everybody starts taking shots at you. I had all the harpies from last week's episode of Dude Party come through as well. But yeah, this is so this is the video.
Oh my shit.
And so the video is very funny. And so it's titled Modern Life Dating Exposed, along with all the other dating coaches exposed on his channel. I'm just happy to be on the roster. Stealing products, alpha wannabe, cringy, manlet loser. Let's see what this intellectual has to say.
I said, you bought my shit, tried to refund $50. Keep in mind, this product is incredibly good. We had it as like a super pre-sale for like dirt cheap at $50. Okay, with a shitty excuse. Okay, trying to refund it, then release pandemic pickup. Okay, basically copying a whole bunch of the content verbatim. And then I said I should sue your stupid ass, which I'm going to do. Your content sucks shit too. Okay, this guy's literally a nobody. Okay, like literally knows jack shit about dating.
All right.
Lifestyle. I'm out in beautiful Florianopolis, Brazil, and I wanted to make a very quick roast, okay, about mostly a nobody. Okay, that's why I don't want to waste too much time on this. He goes by Modern Life Dating. Okay, this fucking tag bought my Corona pickup product, okay, which is how to get laid during the pandemic. Refunded it with some bullshit, shitty excuse. Okay, keep in mind, this is a guy who's claiming to be a guru. Okay, buying my product. I'm going to show proof it on the screen. What dating coach or guru?
So there it is, right there. Transaction number. You know, Modern Life Dating, right? I think it's funny that this guy thinks I'm that stupid. Like I knew I've had hundreds of thousands of dollars go through my PayPal account. I'm very well versed in understanding how PayPal works. Okay. And this is not photoshopped. This is 100% the truth right here. And the reason I did it because I wanted to see what he was doing. And the course itself, he says the course is fantastic. I don't know if I can agree with his statement on saying the course is fantastic. I will say it was pretty worthless, to be quite frank with you. And as soon as I bought the course, my login didn't work. And I know this kind of guy. I know this typical this breed of guy. And so I knew the only way to get his attention, because I emailed him, I joined the Facebook group. I was, like contact them like, hey, my login doesn't work at all. And I knew the only way to get his attention was to issue a chargeback. I do not need $50. I assure you, I will burn a $50 bill on the screen right now. But he's saying that I bought it and that I wanted to steal the content and then I wanted to refund $50. Okay. And then I'll just continue here.
Who is buying another guy's product? Okay, that's mastered the game. Okay, he bought my product and he tried to refund it. Okay, like a fucking piece of shit. Can I have my money back? And he's the only person that requested a refund there. Then pandemic pickup, and surprise, he's giving advice about novel concepts that no one's talked about in their free content. Only in my.
So he says that because I have some things that are like what I don't understand is he didn't buy Pandemic Pickup. So how does he know what's inside Pandemic Pickup? Because I have a customer list of everybody who purchased Pandemic Pickup, and he's not on the list whatsoever. So that's the first thing. I just feel like he's very irrational, and quite frankly, he doesn't strike me as an intelligent guy. You're going to see right here some proof of what I'm talking about in a second.
I paid product. Okay, he's talking about how to run multiple Tinders and this and that. Okay, modern life cocksucker. All right, so this little stupid fuck. Okay, he's basically a nobody living on the Philippines, whatever.
He's basically a nobody living out in the Philippines. I mean, all it takes you is 5 seconds, literally 5 seconds, to go to my YouTube channel and see that every Wednesday since 2018, I've been doing a show titled The Tokyo Crypto Show. So somebody has to let this guy, John Anthony, know that Tokyo is not in the Philippines. Tokyo is in Japan. And this whole thing is like super cringe, but apparently some people are believing it. And here we are. John, did you want to mention anything about something you might know?
So I'll say something about so I did meet John Anthony in Vegas when I was doing some coaching there, and he proceeded to attempt to AMOG one of my students. He jumped right in and just stood in front of him while he was talking to a set, which that's fine. I don't mind a little bit of competition and kind of fun, but he blew up the set after that because he was drunk off his ass. Now, I talked to him for a little bit, and it's pretty obvious that he was a dating coach at that point. I think he had a student with him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, just come around, come see how we do it." So I was like, "All right, let's go around and see how he did it." And again, not trying to. I'm just reporting what I saw, which is I went around with him for a little bit, and he proceeded to walk by girls and in the nightclub. This was in Hakkasan in Vegas, and just grab their ass, like literally just grabbing girls' asses, which is that's well beyond what he was drunk off his ass. He was a self-admitted alcoholic for a while, which again, that's a disease. It's genetic to some degree. I'm not going to hate on him for that, but That's what I saw. Now, like my honest assessment of watching him in action is that he does have skill, though, right? I mean, he was being crude, but he's pretty damn fearless. And when I heard him talk to girls, he definitely has skill. There's no question about it. I don't doubt any of his claims of like his 1,200 lay count. I think that's accurate. I talked with him a little bit afterwards, and like I said, I think that he's definitely knows what he's talking about, and I've looked at his content, so I think he's solid, right, as far as that, and I believe that his game is pretty damn solid. His Tinder game and his method of sourcing, and his whole funnel system. He's got a really big funnel system, and it's good. So I guess what I'm saying is that, but with that said, he does take pot shots at every single dating coach. And so that's not something that I can really get behind. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, my assessment, supposedly he's sober now and he's turning his life around, getting in shape and stuff. So that's good. I think that's good for him and everything. I don't mean to knock the guy, but at the same time, I'm not sure that I would trust, right, coming from that source, what he's saying, right? Like it's right. Not a reliable source. He's got a bias. He's already made exposed videos on every single dating coach out there. Some of it's legit. Some of it I've seen RSD guys, and some of the stuff that he says is legit. But that's his MO. His way of getting ahead is to knock everyone else down and say that his way is the best. And again, is he better than like 90% of dating coaches out there? In my opinion, yeah, because he actually knows game and he actually knows what he's talking about. And I've seen him in action. And even though he was extremely crude and stuff that's going to get you thrown out of a nightclub and possibly in jail, he has game. So I'll give him that for sure. But as far as reliability on what he said there, that's where I have to question. I'm not sure that I would trust those kind of things that he's saying. So anyway, that's my opinion.
Hey, thank you for not being biased and just like bashing him. And that's like a saying, I just want to be transparent about everything. So I just want to go back to continuing to play the video. Afi Kingdom, welcome, brother. Welcome.
Good evening, gentlemen.
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How's everybody doing?
Good. We are just talking about this guy who thinks I live in the Philippines. And I think it's funny because he says like he's in the Philippines living on or doing game on easy mode, and like this guy is in Brazil.
Yeah. That's the irony.
He's in Brazil, and it's just like let me just tell you a little something about game in Tokyo, right? Japanese girls, quite frankly, if you approach a Japanese girl and she's not interested in you, she will not acknowledge your existence. She won't flinch. She won't turn. There's nothing. She's just going to ignore you until you walk away or until you give up. All right. Tokyo is the city in the world that is, one, the most expensive city to live in the entire planet. And two, it is a city with the most millionaires in the city in the world. Okay. Tokyo is a very, very hard place to be good at gaming. If you don't have game, like people just think you just hop off the plane and like there's a girl waiting to blow you. And it's just not the case whatsoever. Have any of you guys been to Tokyo? John, I think you've been, right?
I've never been, no.
No. Wraith, you been?
Nope.
Wraith, you're muted. I'll unmute you. When were you in here, bud?
Let's see. I was there in the late 80s and then late 90s. So I've been there since 99.
Mm-hmm. Was it like as soon as you got off the boat, were they just ambushing you?
Yeah, it just happened, man. I had to fight them off. No, actually, they're some of the most reserved women I've ever been around. Mm-hmm. And I don't think from the standpoint of what you're saying is they ignore you. They do it out of I think being more reserved than anything else. Mm-hmm. And you've got to really bring something to the table, for even to get them to talk to you, because it's breaking their tradition.
Right. Absolutely. and they are all about tradition in Japan. Christian Gonzalez says, "Is the lawsuit legit? Like, is he really moving?" So, in order to move forward with the lawsuit, you need something called money, and this guy doesn't have any of that. Lawyers are very expensive, and even if he did, I've done nothing wrong. So that's why I'm doing this video, to break it down, just talk about it a little bit more.
Hey, John, I can say one thing. The reason he said you're in the Philippines is that's the discredit, because Japan is harder, but the Philippines, it is. You just walk into any bar, and there's women lining up because they want the money.
Really? I've never been.
Yeah, I lived in the Philippines. They love white guys.
Afi, you went to the Philippines, right? Afi, what was it like?
Shit, you're a god out there, bro.
Yeah.
You can literally fuck as many bitches as you want to create. Like, if you wake up and say, I want to fuck like 3 bitches today, you will. You wake up and say you want to fuck like 7 bitches. And then it's cool too, because like they're so little and shit. Like I even got a little ego boost because they had me bigger than thinking I was and shit. I'm like, damn, I'm cool, but goddamn, I feel like I'm punishing them chicks out there, bro. I watch porn, so I'm like, it ain't that damn deep, baby. You feel whatever, you know. Or like fucking 5'3", 120, so maybe it is that deep for you, but you know.
Yeah, I've never been to Philippines. I do want to go to Cebu Island though, because you heard you can dive there with whale sharks. That'd be cool. Yeah, Japanese girls are a lot more about money. That's Mac the Day Gamer. He's going to be joining us here, my wingman in Tokyo. We're going to talk about it more because if anybody's seen me in action the most, it's definitely him. Let's go back to this video where he thinks I'm in the Philippines. I'm going to speed it up too because it's kind of cringe, to be honest with you. Here we go.
Then he now proceeded to release the Seeking Range product. Boy, oh boy, this website is spicy. I had before. Taught me a lot of the same principles there.
So then he says, I created a Seeking Arrangement product, which I did not. If you look at the title, it's called Seeking Arrangements Lifestyle Training. And he says that I bought his course, but at the same time, the course was taken down. So how am I supposed to buy a course that, one, I didn't even know existed, and two, how do I get it? Is there some like centralized red pill piracy thing that I missed, or I don't know? But you can see there's just a lot of holes in this guy's argument. I'm going to continue forward. And if any of you guys want to say anything at any point, by all means.
Okay, I had to remove that stuff because there were lawyers that were threatening to me for exploiting the site for commercial work, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so that was removed, and I forwarded his bill product release. Okay. There you go, Mr. Modern Life Talk Talker. Fuck you too. Why you bully me? Yeah.
So he did actually forward some stuff to the Seeking Arrangement lawyers, and they did contact me, and they sent me some some threats or whatever, cease and desist. So he did tattletale on me, pretty alpha, and I'm now permanently banned from Seeking Arrangement. So it's all good. It's all good. I don't need to rely on that. But yeah, he did run and cry to the tattletale. So this, again, that just shows you the kind of guy he really is. And the one thing I'm taking away from all this is this is the kind of guy who I don't know if he comes from money or whatever, but this is a guy who I see is all he's doing his whole life is just chasing women. And that's not gonna lead him to a place of, in my opinion, financial prosperity. Anybody want to comment on that?
I'll comment on it. I don't know, Jonathan. Like I told you before, like cats like this, I don't even know how he gets to be the star of the show. Dudes like this, even though we're clowning him, he likes this type of shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This is that kind of guy. Like some guys, you can shame him. This guy now he feels more important now.
Mm-hmm.
Real talk. Like look, I had an exchange with this dude before, years ago when I started YouTube. And it just kind of just told me he got blocked. That's how I deal with it. I don't go back and forth with people who I feel are less than me, right? So it's like we had a back and forth, and it kind of has some racial undertone to it, right? So
Really?
after all that, you still want to know how many bitches I fuck? Like, how you like if I'm a racist cat and I feel like, okay, if someone's Chinese and I hate Chinese people or whatever, it's not, oh yeah, fuck you and this kind of shit. And then, but how many, what's your lay count? Like, that's fucking weird to me. If you don't like me, why do you want to know my lay count? Like, what part of the game is that? Like, so that kind of tells me like where your masculinity comes from, man. And a lot of PUA guys, that's one thing I don't like about the manosphere, is that they just put all guys who talk about game and women together, bro. And there's levels to this shit, bro. Like me and you, we talk personal development, and I be feeling like I'm not gonna speak all of them because I like my man Addy Game. He's in UK, and shout out to him. He just got released from some bullshit, and a lot of PUA guys are like live and die by the pussy. And I'm a guy who I like pussy too, but I live and die for self. So it's I don't know, bro. It's just like this. So if just put it like this, just because you're a guy and you have game does not gonna make me respect you. I don't care about how many chicks you can lay if you don't have any integrity, if you don't have principles.
Yeah,
That's the important part to me. But you know what I mean? I'm just being transparent here. I can't really tuck how I feel because that's just who I am. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't care if you got a lay count of 6,000. If you're a fucking weasel, if you get discredited. That's just like if you were a hot chick and you're a 10 and all you do is you double down dicks and shit, right? And you sell coochie, OnlyFans. Like, you can no longer like be that 10 that you appear to be. So for a man to like do I seen that video and he like, oh, I had this roast and that roast. Like, that shows me about who you are, bro. Doesn't matter about if you get bitches now, because you spend too much time worried about other people and comparing yourself to them to make yourself look better. Because if I'm slaying this many chicks, bro, I don't care about if he's preaching. If somebody over here is preaching some bullshit and I have a high lay count and I'm making money, I don't feel the need to address them. You know what I'm saying? You got to have some character to be my friend, and for me to adjust you. Like, you can have a 50 lay count, but if you a solid individual and you a stand up guy, that's what I respect. I don't, so you can smash as many women as you want to. That doesn't make you a real cat in my eyes.
I think you're.
Anybody who has like, okay, let me expose this guy every time. Like, the guy like that has like multiple videos like that. That tells me a lot about him. Like, he can come expose me now, nigga. And guess what? If you see this, hey, I'm here now, bro, still. And I got more subscribers than you, player. Remember when I first started? I passed you. See, it's mindset. Passed him. That's how you deal with cats like this. You pass them. Stick it to their ass, man.
Ryan from
Rolex. You show him a Rolex. Show him your Rolex, Jonathan. Can he match that? Can he show you the Rolex back? That's how you stick it, bro. You don't gotta roast him and expose him. They let these guys expose themselves, because anybody with true discernment will be able to see the real from the fake. And I feel like if he can make a video and he can turn cats across against you and have cats really thinking that you're a fucking scammer, well, guess what? Those wasn't your guys, no way. So he did you a favor by exposing the fake supporters that you had, because all it took for one person, it took one person to say some shit and had him question your integrity. You don't want those guys, Jonathan.
I know, yeah.
He did you a favor. You should be thanking him. Thank you for getting rid of my guys up against the fence now, because you want to pour into these guys that want to receive it.
So when I'm getting, I think Wraith, I'm getting an echo from your partner, Ryan from Inner Masculine. You wanted to add something, brother? I'll give you the full screen. Go ahead.
Yeah, preach on, Offie. Amen. Hallelujah, brother. I just want to say the big thing Jonathan's about is becoming a high value man. And having game is a component of that, to be sure. But that's, Jonathan doesn't just say have game. He says make money, make muscles, have game. Those three. And there's even more than that, but that really is the foundation. And you know, at the end of the day, if all you're doing is chasing women, it's not a balanced life, you know. And honestly, Jonathan, you've helped me quite a bit with my game, but I feel a lot, I would say, more fulfilled, and you get a lot more life satisfaction out of chasing after being a high value man.
Yeah.
And that's the real goal. You know, pursue excellence, become a high value man. Game's a component of that. It's not the be all end all.
Thank you. John, did you want to say something? I saw you unmuted yourself. No, you're.
I'm actually muted. I guess I didn't realize I was muted.
I just muted you. Check the private chat. But anyways, did you want to say something, or I don't know if you unmuted yourself. You want to say something?
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, what I was going to say is that you're right in your assessment of what his goal in life is, because it's self-proclaimed, right? He wants to have the highest lay count of any dating coach, which is fine. I think that's a fine goal for him. I mean, that's what he's self-proclaimed, but that's not what most guys want, right? And you know, being a high value man, building yourself up in other areas is really important as well. So for him, that's his goal, and that's why he's going to act this way, and that's why he's going to do what he's doing. And to some degree, it's good because he's going to learn and get a lot more experience than a lot of guys, and he'll share some of that experience, and that's great. But that's not what everyone's goal is, right? And so I think that's important. It's like he's almost pushing that as if that's the highest value thing you can do, which it's not, right? So
yeah, but is that really a standard that we want men to attain? To say, hey, I'm the biggest hoe, I'm the biggest man hoe in the world. I mean, that's not anything I teach. That's not anything I taught my sons. And that's not anything I teach any of these young men that we talk to now.
Well, it's about identity, right? And so his identity is completely wrapped up in this, which again, you know, he can take that title. It's fine. Like a lot of people are doubting that he's at 1,200 or so. I don't doubt at all. I think that's accurate. When I've heard him explain it and how he got there, it makes sense to me. But the problem is that when that's your identity and it's something external, then it requires constant feeding. Right. Mm-hmm. So if he stops and eventually he's going to get older, eventually he's not going to have the energy or whatever's going to happen. If he stops getting his lay count continuing to go up, then he's going to lose his entire identity because he doesn't have anything else in his life that he's basing his self-esteem and worth on. And that's the danger. And that's the danger that I think a lot of guys in the pickup community, you know, it's good to teach guys game, like everyone was saying here. And it's great. You need to know that. You need to understand. You need to not be afraid of women and to have some game. But if you build your identity, just like a lot of guys, I've seen it so many times in the pickup industry, guys will build their entire identity on lay count and getting girls and this. And what ends up happening is that they go into a deep depression because they're like, what else is there? There's nothing. I mean, you keep on taking it to the next level, threesomes, whatever. And it's great. And it's all fun and everything. But then you hit this point where you're like, well, what is there in life? There's nothing to look forward to because you can't get the next high because you're already, you know, it requires more and more. It's just like a drug. Like it requires more and more. And that your identity has to be fed. And if you're not feeding that identity, you know, constantly, then it drops and you feel shitty about yourself. Yeah. Right. So that's why it's important for us to be teaching men to build their identity internal, right? It's the shit that you've accomplished in life that makes you who you are, right? It's not just lay count. It's your judgment, right? Instead of looking for validation externally, like everyone, like if you're getting your validation from your lay count, it's external. You can't control that directly. The things you can control are the internal things, like who you are, what kind of challenges that you face in life, and how you deal with those things. And that's why you have to build yourself up as a full man. Otherwise you're going to be an empty shell. And that's the thing that I'm, you know, again, you know, with someone like John, you know, again, I don't hate the guy, but I'll tell you, like, he's going to hit a point in his life where he's going to realize that this identity that he's built up is meaningless. And he's going to be in a deep depression when this happens. And so he set himself up for a really, dangerous time, especially when he's burning up all the bridges and making all these enemies as well, right? That's the other thing. It's like when you do hit that point, I think you need to have some people who understand and trust you, and that you can trust. And when you're burning up every ally that you have, that's unfortunate. So anyway,
well, but don't you think though, John?
John, I think you're really touched. John, you really touched on it.
Yeah, don't you think though, John, that frame and identity are basically interchangeable in a lot of respects, because the belief system that you build up around your frame, it kind of controls your decision making and all that stuff. So if your only frame is, or your only value that you find from your frame is, I'm going to be the biggest manhole in the world, dude, you got to fuck a lot of ugly chicks to get that title. So so that doesn't sustain you, like you're saying. That doesn't sustain you when you get to be my age, and I'm usually on average about, other than Thor, I'm about 20 to 30 years older than most of you guys. When you get to be my age, I've got a decent leg count, but that's not what I reflect back on.
Right.
I reflect back on all the contributions I've made to other people, or to society, or to the work that I do.
Yeah, and I want to welcome Mac, the Day Gamer, to the panel. Mac, did you see where he said, I live in the Philippines and I'm playing the game on easy mode?
Yeah, I saw that. It's really, really dumb. That's just a giant red flag there in itself. The fact that he didn't even know that you're in Japan. Very different country to the Philippines.
Extremely different. What, like, there he goes. I guess his internet is shit. He'll be back. Anyways, Mac, your internet's pretty garbage. You got to fix that, and then we'll get going. What we'll do
because of the VPN, because you guys are in Philippines and you're VPNing, like it looks like you're in Japan.
Oh man.
Can I just say one thing? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Thor.
Yeah, I think that John Somers had a truly good insight on John Anthony and what this group is about, and that's the identity. And this bleeds beyond the PUA community. Humans tend to pick their identity and keep score with their ego. I think I've fallen victim to this myself as I have gone through life. I see it a lot with guys that pick their identity as their career. I am the this, or I am the that. And really that's nebulous. When it disappears, what do you have left? Mm-hmm. So touching on that, for him, he has put everything he has, his ego. And so he will naturally want to defend that, even when it's ridiculous. He has that. He hasn't been able to transcend that yet. And this group helps guys transcend that. You are much more than what you do.
Yeah.
Much, much more. So I
want to say this too. Like, this is just, I have, or somebody's giving me an echo. Afi, I think it's you, brother. I don't know if you have any headphones. But this Mike Green guy says what I kind of had a hunch. He says, I feel like the dude must come from money or as a trust fund baby that thinks just getting chicks makes him a man. He's deprived from his manhood, from sleeping in women, meaning he isn't a real man. I think what he's saying is that, like, I get like privileged rich kid from him personally. I don't know. That's like the kind of vibes I get. Like he
frat boy
yeah,
vibes.
I feel like he has a lot, he doesn't just strike me as a guy. When you've been through adversity and you've been through tough life, you don't treat people like that, like he does in the video. You develop character and you develop a self-esteem that's healthy. And I just see a guy that I think has been, like this guy in the chat said, like deprived of being able to prove himself as a man, because a lot of these guys that are like born rich or have everything handed to them from the moment they're born, a lot of these guys live in a deep, dark personal hell because like they don't really have the chance to really show the world, like, I'm a man, I can do something big, I can do something amazing. And I get like, and again, to top it off, the allegations are hilarious because he's just like, all he does is hurl insults at me and they don't make any logical sense. Like he thinks I'm in the Philippines. He claims I copied his course verbatim when he didn't even buy my course to verify that. And he says, I'm in the Philippines. living in the Philippines, living on easy mode, yet he's in Brazil. Which, like, what's the monthly income in Brazil? Is it like maybe $500 a month or something like that? And you're a god.
Yeah, I think his background, was a software developer. I think he was actually really shy as well, and then he overcame that, and so that's where again the ego investment is something you have to be careful of, because when you finally get what you want in life, then that becomes your big thing. And I think that's where he came from. So a lot of it may be like just overcompensating. Like, if you lived your life early on, didn't have very much success with women, wasn't very much of an alpha male, then a lot of times someone like that who then, it's like the ugly duckling, right? It's like women do this too, right? You have a girl who was an ugly duckling and now she's hot, and now she needs to like prove that all the time, right? Because she still has that, like, you don't really, until you actually grow and develop yourself, you don't let go of that feeling of being rejected and not being good enough. And so you always have to prove, your whole life mission becomes proving that you're good enough, even when you've already done it. That's why, probably he has some ridiculous leg count, is because it's like, it's never enough. Because if you're still looking for other people to say, yes, you're good now, you're a worthwhile person, a worthwhile human being, it's never going to be enough. You're never going to get enough validation that's going to fill that hole. And so it has to come internally. It has to come from you. You have to make your own judgment and say, I'm the one who says whether I'm good or not. I'm the one who says that. And so that a lot of, again, it's pretty common to see that, where you've got someone who was rejected early in life, who did not have very good social skills, who was not a popular kid, probably picked on, and then they go the other way, and then their whole life is just like continuing to prove that. And that's, again, it's a treadmill you're never going to get off of.
Yeah. Afi, you want to say something?
I got a few thoughts too whenever Afi's done.
Yeah, just like John was saying, like, I can tell in even being like a teacher, being a teacher for profession, a good teacher, because not all teachers really care, but it's my job to examine character. And I can 100% assure you that this is a person who was rejected at one point. And sometimes people take rejection and then they makes them want to better themselves. But sometimes people have a certain desire, say this desire is women. So they almost feel like slaying a lot of women is getting back at them, right? You can tell the difference between a man who truly loves the interaction with women or sex, or a man who is really like want to shove it in your face, like, now I'm masculine, now I'm having it my way. It's a whole different vibe. And this is, a younger guy, and he may realize one day, like, even like the 1,000, that's not, if you a player, that's not as much as you think it is, bro. Because I can surpass that, and before I hit 30, bro, that's just, all that's doing. All that is hitting a new chick, 2 new chicks a year, a week for some years, bro. Like, it's not hard to hit 100 in 1 year. That's just, so it's like, at the end of the day, though, you gotta teach people a little deeper. Like, I'll even use myself as an example. Like, yeah, I smashed a lot of chicks, more than him. But what I'll say is, it also left me jaded. The thoughts of, because I've seen female nature to another extent, to where it's jaded me from family, it's jaded me from relationships. But see, I won't necessarily put off my experiences on everyone else. But what I'm saying is, it's not just a thing to glorify, because there's a lot of shit that can go along with smashing all these chicks, bro. It changes the way you think. It changes the way you move. You may end up being lonely because you don't trust women. See, I trust people, but I trust people to be themselves. And when you live that kind of lifestyle, it's a real empty, especially if it's genuinely something that you don't like to do. You can trick yourself to think that it's something that you like to do, But if it's continuously done, that means that you're not in control, right? The behavior is in control. The addiction is in control. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Somebody wanted Googs, you want to go ahead, buddy?
Yeah. So my first thought is that this guy does not seem to have any intimate relationship with violence, first of all. Otherwise, he would not be making those sorts of insults. I mean, he's protected by a screen. So, and that vibe that you were talking about, that frat boy privilege vibe, those sorts of people do not have an intimate relationship with violence. They think it's okay to talk like this to other men. Second, like, I don't see what the whole problem is with buying other people's courses. Like, the guy's never heard of market research. What do you think corporations do whenever they're looking to compete with the market with another product? As long as you make it better and it's not proprietary information. So I don't see where he gets off with that. And three, the strategy of like creating a contrast by doing exposed videos, like, yeah, it gets a lot of clicks, but it's not really developing a robust following. So it's not a sustainable strategy in my mind. And three, like, yeah, the PUA stuff is all great skills, but the difference between him and you, for example, is that you deal with the PUA and the body language mastery, mastermind group, but you also bring in guys from all walks of life, and you're very, very good at identifying skill sets that benefit the community as a whole, and bringing those guys in and developing those guys as coaches themselves and adding value to the rest of the community beyond just picking up women, because that is an important skill set, but it quickly becomes a lower priority skill set once you start to become a more.
You kind of cut out there, Googs. Guys, just so you know, I think when you use
where did I leave off?
Right after the skill set, like you're talking about this PUA.
I'll recap that. Oh yes, PUA is a great skill set to have as a guy. Like that sort of information is a great skill set to have as a guy. But what makes your group great is that you're very, very good at identifying guys that have other skill sets that would benefit the community, and you actually develop them as coaches, and you bring them in, and it benefits the entire group. And it's the PUA stuff becomes a lower priority very, very fast to these guys, because they realize how much more that they can get out of life than by moving beyond the PUA stuff.
Yeah, man. It's true, and that's what I talk about. If you listen to what I say that learning game is just like what you're doing is you're just handling that part of your life, which is like, until you're dead as a guy, you're going to want to have sex with a lot of girls. And if you don't learn how to handle that earlier on in life, it's going to be forever like taking up mental real estate that could be used for other things. Could be used for running 100 miles like fucking John does, or making millions of dollars like John does, or developing a course like I have, and developing your marketing skills. And the guys on this panel, there are a robust diverse group of guys that have different skill sets and different things. Like none of us on here is just like, oh, I'm just like, all I do is fuck girls. Like that's what I do for a living. But everybody in this panel has like some skill set that is beyond picking up girls. But that's what I say. Like, that's why I really like when guys like, kind of are looking down on, like, are pedestalizing pussy, pedestalizing this holy grail of sex. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this like coveted moment. Like, that's what these MGTOW guys do. That's what these black pill guys do. Like, their whole existence is centered around this unachievable thing for them. And I just want to let you guys know that it's a learnable skill. You can learn it. You really don't understand how low these girls' standards really are. And, as long as you make them feel good, that's pretty much the biggest prerequisite. I mean, look at this John Anthony guy, right? He's not exactly, he's about as good looking as a pug, but you know, he's like he's endearing, and he's getting laid, you know. And do I doubt the 1,200 leg count? Yes, I do. But do I think he's getting laid? I mean, he went to Brazil, and he's tall, and he's white, and the average monthly income in Brazil is $450 per month. So, I mean, you know, you get a little online income coming in, $3,000, $4,000 a month. I mean, you could go down there and you could live like a king. And when you have money, it's easy to get some love. It's very, very easy. I want to go back to the video and like just watch some more of the things, because I just want to show you guys. Avi, you want to say something?
Yeah, I think where the line is drawn is, I feel it's just more imperative to teach men about self-awareness and how to interact and deal with women. And once you have the skill, you can use it for whatever you want. If I want to slay 100 chicks a year, I can do that. If I want to have a girlfriend, I know how to work and deal with her and her emotions, and when she pulls back and when she gets bored and that type of shit. See, you can master us. See, like me, I'm a master of seduction, but I also a master of female nature too. That puts me at a different level, because guys, you can learn how to sleep with a lot of girls, but then it's like, what happens when you like these girls? You don't know what the fuck to do now, because dealing with women on a one night stand basis and dealing with women that you're actually attracted to, whole nother level. So that's why it's best, I feel like, for guys to be in spaces where guys are actually winners and put themselves on a pedestal. And then that way, like the way that you just deal with women in life are different. Like, to me, women are a treat for me. I'm not pedestalized. If I meet a chick, I'm not going all, because it's like, she's fucking me. That's how I look at it. She's the one fucking me. She's getting, most likely, she's getting more out of it than I'm getting out of it. So how can I pedestalize that situation? So how about just learning female nature, psychology, body language, and then whatever avenue in life that you're willing to deal with women, you've mastered it. If you slay 50 chicks in 1 month, you still don't know shit, bro. You just know short interaction. That's not gonna move you forward, man. Like, that's just like me. I can know how to microwave shit. What am I doing? I'm feeding myself my hunger for the particular time. But I know how to cook. That's what you brag about. Because when I know how to cook, I can microwave, I can heat shit up, I can feed other motherfuckers. That's game. That's real game. Not when you can make videos. And if your job, we're all coaches, right? So if we're fucking coaches, what is a coach? A coach provides value for other people, right? So if I'm a coach, I don't have need to talk about other people. That's not providing for my audience. Well, if that's what you call providing for your audience, then your audience are trolls. They're not really people on the come up, bro, because real people on the come up don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to wake up and tick my notification and it's a fucking guy talking about, let me show you how he's a fucking asshole. Like, no, bro, I got lives to change, bro. We all got lives to change. Yep. You know what I'm saying? And when you're a life changer, women want to sleep with you. You think women don't like life changers? Fuck looks and status. Women like life changers for sure. Because when you're a life changer, it's an energy, bro. It's an energy that you get that you cannot learn. I know the fact, Jonathan, you change people's lives. That gives you a confidence that breathes beyond you having sex with women and shit. It gives you confidence to deal with the women because it puts more value on you. Not only are you a badass fucking guy, you're a badass fucking guy that can make other badass fucking guys.
Yep.
That's a level, bro. And everybody can't do it. And that's why people like that, they see other people will see greatness in you and try to pick you apart.
Yep.
Because they can't do what you do. And if they can't do what you do, they're going to try to pick your game apart and make other people, because that's what happens. When they picking your game apart, that means that they see value in you and they want to find something wrong with it. Right? So that's telling you right there that they're not, you know what I'm saying? It's just like if somebody say, if I put a perfect thing right here, this is Mr. Perfect right here. And I say, well, guess what? His left eyelash is to the left. That, okay, really? That where you at? Are you about providing value for the people who subscribe to your content? Are you about shitting on other people to make yourself great? You don't have to. You can make yourself great without the other people. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And when you make yourself great, other people want to be like you, right? When you become successful and people see you down here and get up here, that's how. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get there. That's how you become a champion. That's how you get women, and you don't have to do all the chasing and shit no more, bro. Because the women want you. They want you. It's not even looks. It's like your value. Once you as a man have internal value, you cannot teach it. People around you feel it. Put a fire sign right now. If y'all feel me, y'all feel this energy in the chat. I ain't even dressed. I got a t-shirt on. But y'all feel my energy though. Yep. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm going on a date, you think a woman don't feel this energy? You think I gotta think about the right thing to say? She like, this guy is fucking something else. I want to be around him. I want to listen to him because he knows what the fuck he's talking about. And if you don't know what the fuck he's talking about, his energy shows that he knows what the fuck he's talking about. It's a level, bro. Cats like that are weasels, man. They weasels.
And you see how he snitched on me to the attorney.
Right, just like that. Like, you know, like I told you the other day, like guys make videos about me too, shit. And not just you gotta look at where the shit come from. And guess where it come from? It usually come from down here. 9 times. Do people up here hate on people down here? When does that happen? When does Jay-Z talking about fucking Gucci Man? You know, when does that happen? When do you hear that? When do you hear Bill Gates talk about fucking the owner of a liquor store? It don't work that way. That's not the way life is. That's not the way game is. That's not the way being a man is.
Yep. And I could have easily just like come out with like a, you know, fuck this guy kind of episode, but I wanted to give objective criticism. And I like I said, personally, I see a privileged guy. I really feel like he comes from money. I really feel like he has a safety net, somebody going to protect him or something there to save. I could tell a guy who hasn't been through adversity, and quite frankly, he doesn't strike me as a guy who's been through adversity. And that's what I see here. And I quite frankly, I feel sorry for the guy. Ryan from Inner Masculine, you wanted to say something, brother man?
Yeah, I keep getting inspired by Afi to say more based on what he says. And, you know, Afi, you really hit the nail on the head. Is really our number one focus as men should be to have value and to provide value. And I just wanted to add that what it starts with is realizing as men, we can choose to have value. And we have value just for our capacity to go out there, learn, build a skill set, and build that value. I find it really interesting that 3 of the guys on this group, I don't have mindset in my name, but Inner Masculine it's all about mindset. And then, you know, Afi, mindset in his name, Bulldog mindset. So mindset, first and foremost, is huge. Realizing you have some intrinsic value. You have a lot of intrinsic value, but more so, we all have the potential and capability to build our skills, build our value. And when you have the mindset that I have value as a man, and then you go outward and you display that outwardly by pursuing excellence and then achieving excellence, that really is the ultimate game. And let me tell you, you know, as many of you know, I do hypnotherapy, and I have had men come to me do sessions where they had terrible approach anxiety with women. They would tell me it's 10 out of 10. I mean, I had guys come to me who were virgins, and then a month and a half later, they were no longer virgins after the session. And and they would tell me their approach anxiety went from a 10 out of 10 down to a 2 out of 10. Or I have guys come to me that would just bend over backwards to please women, just, you know, beta male game to the max, you know, pedestalizing women, not having boundaries. And the thing I did is I just put in their subconscious mind that, hey, you have value. You know, you have value as a man. And once you get that mindset in you and you build value, game is almost a natural extension of having value. Once you have value, you have innate confidence. And if you feel, hey, as a man, I have value, I have the ability to go out and kick some ass. Well, guess what? You go out and you kick some ass. You go out and if you believe that I can be a successful businessman, I have that value in me, well, you go out and do it, or whatever, you know, your talent or your skill may be, you go out and you go after it because now you believe that, hey, I can get it. I do have value. That is who I am. And you know what Afi was saying is the ultimate game is having value, and women find that super attractive. And so I have benefited from learning game, you know, from Jonathan, from you other guys here who've helped me, learning the skills on, you know, how to interact with women and, you know, how to approach, how to escalate, how to pull the trigger, all of that. But the foundation shouldn't be, you know, pickup skills or whatever, you know, game skills. The foundation should be first the mindset that you have value, and then building value. And more than anything, that's going to build your game.
Yep. Thank you. I feel like I want to go back to the video because I just want to talk about a couple more things in there. But I personally, when I see the video, I just see, not even trying to like throw shade, but I just see a guy that's damaged and, you know, hurt people. And that's what I see here. And the fact that he thinks he's doing something cool as well is, pretty funny. But let's just hear what else he has to say. And guys, feel free to just unmute yourself and say whatever you want to say in response to this.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lawsuit coming for him stealing content on the products. What else do we have to cover? He's partnered with this other fucking lame asshole that lives in Miami, Myron Gaines, I think is his name. And this guy runs Fitness Unplugged. Okay, he thinks he's like some badass.
Runs Fitness Unplugged. Oh God, it's Unplugged Fit. Jesus, I just like the amount of things that are just wrong that he just blatantly that would take like 2 seconds to research. He doesn't even say, he calls him Myron. He doesn't even call him Myron, and doesn't understand that the name is a meme for Myron Gaines. He calls him Myron from Fitness Unplugged.
I don't know. That Myron guy's kind of shady. I don't know.
John is joking, guys, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Yeah. Even like speaking on Myron, like, see, I don't know, like some people may not agree with me, but like I'm a wise guy, man. I don't consider myself a player. Like I respect Myron just off of his hustle and his integrity and his willing to win. That's what I see. I don't like Myron. I mean, no shade, but you guys might like Myron because, you know, he's slaying in Miami, and I respect that, but that's not what draws me to him to tell him that he can call me and shit on a personal level. He came in this game and he's killing it, and I even told him he was going to kill it before he killed it because I seen something in him. Yeah. Right, and it wasn't his receipts and his lay count. He didn't have to show me that. You know what I'm saying? He's been in this game 6 months. He's on this dude party. He's on the Rule 0. He's on the 7. That's bullshit. Because see, usually stuff like that, you gotta build yourself up first and then get those opportunities. When you building yourself up and those opportunities come to you, that's a level. That's what's impressive to me. That impresses me. So, you know, I agree. Let's continue with the video. Yeah.
For coaching. Now, Myron's pretending to be a dating expert as well. Okay.
Today, we're going to talk about how to approach a woman during day and night. I know you guys are waiting on this one.
The saga and drama of the clownery in this community never ends. So, modern life dating, he tries to be this big badass red pill guy. Okay, he comes on Rollo Tomasi's show. Okay, has this very punchable face. Okay. This stupid fuck. Okay, basically all his dating advice is dog shit and trash. And nobody even really knows who he is. But I decided to make this video, okay, since he's directly stolen shit from both my Corona stuff and my Seeker Engine product. Okay, so he's going around.
Again, I just don't understand. I just feel like either he's really stupid or he's just really, I don't understand, because how could I get his product if it was removed? Like, I don't I don't have a time machine. I don't have like hacking abilities. I just truly don't understand how I would get a product of his that was completely removed. When he's talking about the seeking arrangement product,
he marks the prices up. Okay, on top of it.
With pandemic pickup, we didn't really think that the amount of value that we're going to be giving back to these guys is nothing but the best, because that's what I do. The quality of my coaching is, in my opinion, some of the best in Manosphere.
Why? I definitely stand by the statement. I definitely think some of the coaching I give is some of the best in the Manosphere, and I don't have to sit around and beat my chest and talk about how awesome I am. All I need to do is keep on watching my community grow every single day. I just hit 10,000 subscribers today. So I like he wants to. I hide my subscriber count because it's not even that big of a deal to me. But he has 10,500 subscribers, and if he's been doing this for like years. I've been doing my live show for a year and 8 months, but I don't feel like I need to like get out there and be like, oh, I have 10,000 subscribers. I'm valid. I'm valid because of my numbers on the screen. So whatever.
2020. For those of you that saw that roast, Chris Parker had the opportunity to transcribe my Occam's Razor product, and then suddenly became a dating coach. Okay, and then suddenly was teaching all my game in a watered down, shitty, repackaged version. Okay, and putting out products like his famous pulling mastery. Okay, which included a whopping total of 12 pulls in that product. Okay, none of which closed, since he had a monogamous girlfriend at the time, and he told me none of those closed. Okay, more camera tricks to impress people. Literally copied and pasted pieces of that product verbatim. Okay, he tried to defend, oh no, it's not the same. Literally copy paste of whole sections. Okay, called him out, defriended him, etc. Me and this modern life cocksucker never happened to be friends, but he will be getting sued, and the seeking arrangement lawyers will be sending him cease and desist to stop selling that product, especially since it rips off my shit. Okay, so
again, I just don't understand how could rip off his product if it was completely removed from the internet. It's just hilarious.
That being said, I'll make a follow-on segment just pointing out some other stupid stuff about this guy. This isn't going to be one of my long, heavy, and detailed roasts. That's because this guy's not worth the time, and he looks like he needs a nice big punch in the face. Okay, so I will continue the rest of this from my computer. Okay,
so then he sent me these emails, and as soon as he started sending me emails, I knew that these were going to be used in some kind of roast, and I was still on like the pandemic pickup high because, like, you know, I did really good. Me and Myron put together like a banger course, and you know, over 320 I think 321 people signed up in total, and it was $297. So, you know, do what you got to do. But I was just reading this guy's email, and I couldn't even believe like the way he was communicating with me. I just couldn't even believe this kind of person exists. But you can see by my replies how serious I was taking this guy.
Here we have the email thread with this stupid fucking cocksucker. Okay, I told him, eat a dick, loser. Okay, he says, why? I said, you bought my shit, tried to refund $50. Okay, keep in mind this product is incredibly good. We had it as like a super pre-sale for like dirt cheap at $50. Okay, with a shitty excuse. Okay, trying to refund, then release pandemic pickup. Okay, basically copying a whole bunch of the content verbatim. And then I said, I should sue your stupid ass, which I'm going to do. Your content sucks shit too. Okay, this guy's literally a nobody. Okay, like literally knows jack shit.
If he watched my content, he would know I was in Tokyo, not the Philippines.
Shit about dating, and same with his little partner there, Myron Gaines. Okay, who used to always blow me up for help. Hey, I need help. I have no idea how to do the game, and now he's like fucking trying to be a coach as well. Okay, a little fucking loser squad, this stupid duo. It's dumb to even do this, bro. This guy, no one even knows who the fuck this guy is. But if a guy's gonna fucking copy my products, I'm gonna blast him. Wasted some time to take a look at his content. Fuck you. Okay, your login was trash. That's bullshit. The login worked fine. You should take care of your drug problem. Okay, I never had a drug problem. I mentioned on my channel how I had a problem with drinking publicly. Okay, now watch his insult strategy. Okay, it's basically like how a fucking like kid in high school would insult. Okay, watch. Good luck amounting to nothing in life. Your community sucks. You suck too. Your course was also shit, even though he copied it verbatim into his own program. And he's trying to save face. Someone referred me to it. Okay, here's this. Keep in mind, this guy's a dating guru. Oh, someone referred me to it. Honestly, it was trash. I have guys getting like fuck tons of lays right out of the gate from it, over and over and over. It's a super, super good course. Much like you as a person, pray we don't meet. Okay, here's a little fucking message to you, Jonathan. Pray we do meet, motherfucker, because I'll fucking beat the shit out of you. Okay, pray we don't meet. Okay, now he's gonna fucking threaten me. LOL, all baseless, but expected nothing less from a loser like you. Okay, now here we go. Now he's gonna fucking play on the I mentioned how I had a drinking problem. Go back to rehab, you drunk, okay? Gonna be fun lighting you up my channel even though you're nobody. Whatever helps you cope with your addiction, okay? Now, here we are. getting down to brass tacks, okay, asking Mr. Alpha Cool Boy over here, okay, aka short little Mexican dumbass, how many chicks have you been with? Enough to keep me out of rehab. Unlike you alcoholic failure. Okay. Oh, cool. What's your approximate lay count? Okay. He says, keep in mind, we're dealing with a guy that has a very low IQ. Okay. And is using high school style insults. Take the amount of years on this planet that you've wasted, your age, multiply that by 100, then go fuck yourself.
I mean, I just like, it was just, you know, I knew I was dealing with an idiot. And so I just kind of gave, I was just, you know, there's a little ego involved with me replying to him, but I wasn't taking him seriously. As you can see, like anybody who has a brain can tell you that like this guy, I mean, you could just see what kind of guy he is, you know?
At this point, I'm like, what the fuck am I even bothering messaging this retard for? But I actually was very curious of his lay count. Okay, I doubt it's even over 100 yet. Just genuinely curious. What's the approximate number? Bro, go build your shit life up and fuck off. Okay, got it. Shit life, alcoholic, nothing person, times infinity, etc. Okay, man to man, one dating coach, another. Approximately how many women have you been with? Be honest. It's what our reputations are built on. I want to hear it. Don't be afraid. Tell me the truth. Sure, just tell me how long you're in rehab. Okay. So, being a man, I told him I went to 3 months outpatient. Okay, I never went into an inpatient facility. I did 3 months of some group sessions to stop a drinking problem. Okay. I said, not a cool thing to make fun of. Runs in my genetics. I'm half Irish, half Polish. It found a pretty close link with that kind of stuff genetically. Oh, by the way, back here, he was, let's see.
Hey, Mac, you still with us? Mac,
yeah, I am. Yeah. What's up?
You're Irish, right?
I'm 100% Irish. Yeah.
How often do you drink alcohol?
I never drink alcohol. Yeah. well, occasionally when you've popped a bottle, but other than that, you know, I don't drink. But
I don't necessarily believe the whole like I'm from this country, therefore I have this addiction thing. I believe
I don't get the whole thing about boasting about lay counts either. That's like, I don't know. I never like, you know, as a dating coach. Huh?
No, go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
No, I get it. I mean, you know, like but it's unverifiable. Like, I mean, who's gonna know how many people you've slept with? I mean, who gives a shit, really? Like, I mean, as long as you're getting women at the end of the day.
I want to ask you something. You know, why don't you just tell the guys? Because you're the guy who sees me in Tokyo laying down game the most. In your opinion, what do you think about my game? Am I a fraud? Am I a scammer? Is my game shit?
There's no fraud. I mean, even when you're not doing game, even when you're just interacting with people, it's just you're smooth. I mean, you know how to interact with people in certain situations. You're not as, you know what I mean? Even when it's just like business interactions, it's just, you know what to say, you know what to do. There's a time and a place for every kind of interaction. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I've seen it.
Yep. Exactly.
Whether it's in a bar, whether it's in a nightclub, whether it's in a business meeting, whether on the street, you know what I mean? You know how to interact with people.
Yeah.
In any circumstance. Whether it's in the way you interact with people, even with waiters, you're polite. You're always courteous to people in the right situations. When someone's an asshole to you, you'll treat them accordingly. You know. Yeah. So it's you know what I mean.
Yeah, definitely. Let's continue. I want to burn through this video real quick and get some thoughts from you guys. And if anybody else has anything pressing that's pertains to this moment in the video, you want to say something, let me know.
He was calling me fat. Oh yeah, here we go. Fat slob. Okay. As you can see, I'm very obese and out of shape. Okay, in much better shape than he is. I said I honored my end. Let's hear it. Why are you so afraid to say it? It's pretty shit, right? No response. Okay. This is Mr. Alpha Red Pill, whatever. Okay, goes and buys my product, refunds it, and then tries to fucking copy it. Okay. Then he puts out a salt product for seeking arrangement. Okay. Now let's take a look at that piece here. Okay, so here we have me contacting the lawyers from Seeking Arrangement, okay, who made me remove my Seeking Arrangement content out of my product. So we had previously corresponded regarding me removing Seeking Arrangement references from my products, to which I complied. There was another dating coach industry that has released a Seeking Arrangement product. I wanted to bring this to your attention, as I assume Brandon Wade, who is the creator of Seeking Arrangement, would take issue with this product as well. Coach goes by the name Modern Life Dating. Here's his shit channel. Here's the link to him promoting his Seeking Arrangement online course, which copies all my shit. Okay, there's 2 products he copied. Here's a website promoting the course. Please also see the attached screenshot, which is a thumbnail for the Secret Engine product that he is promoting. Okay, they also discuss Secret Engine product here. Myron, fucking loser fag. Okay, so now we have 2 examples of literally taking my content, ripping it off, and then being like, oh, you are an alcoholic, you have a drinking problem. Okay, this kid's a total fucking loser. Like I said, I don't want to waste a lot of time on this because he's a fucking loser. He's gonna get sued, possibly by Secret Engine, but definitely by me. Okay.
Again, a prerequisite to suing somebody is having money.
This Airbnb has a kitchen, no table. I'm IQ level 500. I'm IQ level 500.
IQ level 500.
So
He's watching my TikTok too. I'm really flattered that he's watching my TikTok.
we turned the bed into a table like a bunch of Pakistani refugees. But we're eating tacos, so it's all good.
Period, crocodile, alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie theater. Period, crocodile, alligator. I drive a Chevrolet movie. Now, baby, I'm the Ripper. Your baby daddy's worst nightmare. Catch me by the Claire, I'll be right there. Niggas copy every IQ level 500.
One more final point to add in here, kind of as a last minute thing. I was speaking to Alex from Playing with Fire. I was like, hey, I'm going to light up this stupid fuck, Modern Life Dating, Jonathan. Okay. I was like, he stole a couple of my products, ripped them off, and is reselling them. Alex from Playing with Fire said he had an anonymous source tell him that Modern Life Dating ripped off his products as well. So it looks like this is a fucking pattern for this stupid piece of shit. Okay. The Secret Engine lawyers will get to take down one of the products, but he will be sued on the others. Okay. This stupid fuck. Okay. So that should complete the video. Now it's time for release.
Showing some other relevant facts and details.
Anyways, so
I cannot get over the frat vibe from this guy. Like, I've beat up a lot of frat guys in my day, and this guy just reeks of frat boy. Like, and maybe he's not, but I can't get over the vibe.
Yeah, this Pump It Up says short Mexican. Someone needs to check him, and it's gonna happen. I'm not even Mexican. I'm not even Latino. I'm half Trinidadian. My mom's from India, basically. She come from a line of slaves that were brought to Trinidad and Tobago, which used to be a British colony. And then the other half is white. My dad is from Virginia. And so, yeah, I do speak Spanish, though, self-taught. I'm pretty proud of that. But anyways, again, I just personally, I look at this and I just see a guy that is a guy that's suffering, in my opinion. And he was harping on to like, what's your lake count? What's your lake count? Trying so hard to get that from me. And I'm just like, you know, like, is that the only thing that matters?
It's always got to stand on. It's always got to stand on.
Yep.
I mean, you're dating. You're way more than that.
Yeah, I'm a men's excellence coach, and you know, I offer high ticket items like body language mastery. Like right now, we're in the middle of body language mastery. 61 people have signed up, and it's just a little over 2 days. And the price is $797, and it is not going to go down because, again, I could not build something of value and have all you guys, like, you guys are all busy people, you know, making 6 figures or more. Like, you know, the biggest one is, like, I would say John from Bulldog Mindset. John, like, you to become financially well off as you are, as your entire brand is talked about, like, you know, being financially well off and self-sufficiency and being just, you know, all around badass guy. You can't become the way you are without having a good, like a good eye of scrutiny. Like, you're able to spot bullshit, because especially when you have money and people try to notice it, people try to scam you and try to get your money from you a lot more often. I understand why a lot of rich people pretend they're poor. And I'm starting to realize that now, as like as my coach calls me, he calls me entry-level rich person. And so, like, I'm starting to realize, like, these gold chains and the Rolex are a bad idea. So, but I mean, you know, I don't know. Afi, you wanted to say, John, did you want to say something? Do you want to follow up? I think we'll go John, Wraith, and then Afi.
Yeah, no, I got to actually get going here in a minute because I got to go to the airport. I'm flying into Florida today. But yeah, no, it's true. I mean, you have to judge, and I try to be as objective as possible. Like I said, you know, there's things. I hope that John Anthony gets some help with his, because I think, you know, that he's just overcompensating, and like I said, he does have some good content, and I think he knows what he's talking about, to be honest. And I saw him in action. I know some guys that have worked with him pretty closely. So I'm not going to say bad things about his game just because he's doing something that I don't like online, which is right. talking shit. You know, I think it's more important that we learn to be masculine men.
Yes,
and
I agree.
No, I have a problem with the man. This is what I do: is I take him aside and we deal with our problem. Maybe we're going to talk it out. Maybe we're going to fight it out. It doesn't matter. But that's my business. That's his business. Don't need to tell the world about it, right? And that's how I handle things. So that's my viewpoint, and I think that's what we need to be teaching men, so that they're not acting like little bitches. So anyway, with that said, I look at everything from what he's done, like your content and what you say, and you've definitely got a gift for bringing people together, the right people, for talking and being a likable guy. I think this is like something that I noticed from you immediately, is that you're very genuine, right? And that you treat people well with respect. Like that's why so many people, you're gathering so many people that are of high value, so many men, is because you genuinely take an interest in people. You're like a Dale Carnegie, right? Like you genuinely care for people, and that causes people to be attracted to you. That's your charisma. And so I can see that immediately, and that's why it doesn't matter what someone says bad. People make up shit all the time. So and people also do shit all the time, right? Again, I've had people on my YouTube channel all the time where people are like, "Oh, do you know that this guy he bought some fake followers, or he didn't really do this thing that he said," or like, I don't care. I care about what is the person saying, what are their ideas, and you can't, like, if you can look at skeletons in my fucking closet, there's going to be skeletons in my closet. Any person, you can pick out skeletons in their closet, right? You got to look at what they're doing on a daily basis and what their impact is and how they're treating other people and how they're carrying themselves. That's the key thing to look at, not the little, because if you go and listen to every single person on the internet trying to take someone down, it's easy to take someone down. All you got to do is find one fucking thing, and there's skeletons in everyone's closet, believe me. So anyway, that's my take on it.
Thank you so much. If you got to bounce out, by all means, take off. We're gonna do a little thing. Wraith, go ahead, man. You want to say something?
All right, guys. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, I just kind of want to.
Good luck. I know you're going, John. Good luck. God bless you.
Thank you.
Say hi to George Bruno for me.
Yeah. I just want to kind of latch on to what John was saying.
Go ahead.
I mean, really, if you look at everybody that comes in to Dude Talk, and a lot of guys that honor on Dude Talk that come into the seminars and webinars, what we've done is we've created a place where we tell our stories so other men can go in and create their own stories. And if you're not creating your own story, then you're not living your life to the fullest, because you're the one that decides, who you bring into your life, what you keep out of your life, and what you place value on in your life. And when we go through this process, people come in, and you look at from a standpoint, what's the first thing they want to do? The first thing they want to do is get laid, because that's a problem they want to solve. But if they stick around for the whole 3 weeks, or if they come back for the next quarter, they're not even worried about getting laid anymore. They're wondering, okay, how do I make more money? How do I improve, communications with my boss, and or how do I get into marketing through internet marketing stuff that you teach and everybody else is buys into, as far as how do we make ourselves successful? Because ultimately that's what it's about. It's not about how many people you lay. It's about how successful you become as a man. And and it's not success viewed by other people. It's success that you have for yourself. I mean, if he thinks his crowning achievement in life is going to be the Superman ho, then more power to him. But ultimately, when your dick falls off at 60, what do you do? I mean, that's where you're at, and that's what I even hate that you're even doing this show myself.
Yeah,
okay? Because I mean, he needs help. Like John said, he does need help. And he needs someone to tell him, hey, you have more value than your dick, because you're using that just like women do as your only agency. And that's the sad thing.
And again, I did this because it became a problem that I quite frankly, it just became a problem that I couldn't ignore. As much as I wanted to ignore it, we were looking at channel analytics, we were reading a lot of comments, and we are just like, okay, people like starting to believe this idiot. So
yeah, I get that. And it's a shame that that's the world we live in, where you got to go defend yourself against some idiot. But but I get it, and I'm always a supporter of yours. You know that we go back, and
thank you.
You're like another son to me sometimes. So and a mentor in other ways. But like I said, I just hate that we had to do this show, and I think most of the people here. I mean, he was on the show earlier in your chat before you showed up.
I know.
Started, and I wish he would have stayed, and he could have come in and talked this out.
He's still here.
Is he?
Is he?
If he wants to come on, give him a link and let him come on and say what he's got to say.
I don't think he is. I don't see him in the chat at all. But if he's there, I mean,
see him in the chat don't mean they still hear MLD.
Okay. Looks like we got another hater in the chat. Al says, "I'll be calling MLD out soon in front of a Colombian slum and rant how you stole my pickup lines." Thank you for the $5 there, Al. Hope that didn't cost you too much blood plasma.
Yeah, but ultimately, you know one thing: there's only so many ways you can approach a woman, and there's only so many ways you can fuck a woman, and but there's hundreds of thousands of ways you can live your life out, and that's what I focus on. How do I live my life out? And the approach, the game, and game's a part of your life. Mm-hmm. I mean, and even if you're married, Thor can tell you this. Even if you're married, you're still in the game because you have to game all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. This guy says Bulldog made the only argument that I can agree with very well, but there's still the stolen material claim. So here's the deal. How could he know that I stole his material if he didn't even buy Pandemic Pickup? I have a customer list. He doesn't have $297 to spare. He can't buy it, and there's no way to validate it. It's just simple as ever. Go ahead, Afi.
Yeah, if dude was in the chat and he's talking about kicking people's asses, I'm not a little guy. Ain't no ass kicking on this ass. This is what a man looks like, bro. This is a man right here, bro. Mm-hmm. Let me say this. Yeah, man. Look, and I'm talking to the chat now. So we're gonna unpack this one. We put some more fire signs in the chat because I want you guys to learn from this experience moving forward. First off, when the guy says he don't have no time for shit like this, well, see, there's a difference between, I do content, I do panels, and sometimes things can get heated in exchange. But there's a different level when someone goes and gets receipts and packages videos and edit videos and they fuck your name up. They know your name, bro. They're watching content, clipping things together. We see you guys just think these shits come like this. It takes time to edit videos and look through content and get the good parts. You got to listen to the bad parts. That means you got to listen to the whole thing, right? So guys that do that have this type of time. So don't get caught in words and be thinking, he ain't got, no, they do have that kind of time, right? They do have that kind of time. And if somebody has that time for you, who's really the loser and who's the winner? Second thing, shut up, Mike Delt. You thought I didn't see you. Shut up. I'm a moderator, fool. Keep your mouth shut before you get kicked up out of here, and then you can't say nothing else.
I'll do it for you.
I'm not to get slick with, motherfucker. So the other thing is, okay, we all talk about women and dating and shit. There is no stealing from people, bro. We're gonna have the similar talking points. It's just about what we do with the information. Mm-hmm. There is no original content in the manosphere, fool. There is no original. If we talk about clubs, somebody jacked me. I'm the one that talks about clubs. Well, if we talk about women, we're going to talk about clubs. We're going to talk about closing. So there's no original content. I think the issue is because just like the $50 thing, like, okay, so what's happening here is if you feel like MLD jacked you for your course, bro, then make another one and make a better one. That's how you win. So it's not that MLD is jacking the prices up because he's trying to rip people off. That's the value he has in the content. See, we're going here with it. Mm-hmm. So if you value your shit at $50, that's fine. I got a course I put out for $100. Did I jack Jonathan? No. I seen he had a format that was successful. So I said, well, I'm a teacher. I know how to make videos too. Since I make videos and I teach, well, let me make some videos teaching. You see how it works? You see, I didn't jack him. Jonathan, that's a good idea. What I say, Jonathan, check my shit out. Mm-hmm. If I'm jacking him, am I sending it to him to look at? You guys gotta open your eyes and quit believing whatever people say and running with this shit, bro. Listen to people what they say and then sit back and say, like, let me make some sense of this. Don't just listen to what people say and then just take it on. And I'm Oppie Kingdom player. Why don't you get your name to an actual name so it can be read? Because no one knows what DUI, DUX, and all that shit says. So why don't you work on that before you worry about who's yelling and who ain't yelling? Fix your name, bro, because you ain't got no chicks, because chicks can't even say your name. You see that? I will cook you too in the midst of my lesson. Chicks can't say your name because you can't even repeat that shit yourself. So don't worry about me, player. I'm here to teach and tell. I'm not here to fuck around with you. I'm trying to tell you guys, take this as a lesson. Have some discernment. You don't just believe and read everything. If I read some shit on the internet, I'm not going to go repeat it to all my friends. I'm going to investigate myself. There is no stealing. You know what I'm saying? Stealing means he went into his house and took the shit. That's stealing. You think people don't steal shit from me, from my content? People jack my ideas, but guess what? If they can do it, then it's worth it because I get my ideas from other people too. What do you think happens when you read and you learn? You're learning from other people's ideas. This is simple shit, fellas. You guys get too wrapped up into this bullshit and you miss the real. And I don't mean to go off, Jonathan, but I just got a pet peeve. Like, some people got pet peeves, women flaking and shit like that. My pet peeve is dudes talking about other dudes to make themselves better. I don't like it. That's like some bully shit to me. You need to find alternatives to way to get yourself some attention. I don't like that shit.
Yeah, I just want to say that I did buy his product. I did. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I mean, I'm not stupid. I knew as soon as I bought the product, like my email is modernlifedating@gmail.com. And quite frankly, I looked at the product. I didn't watch it in its entirety. I overviewed the product and I realized that I had no competition. And I was like, God, I thought I was expecting something fantastic because this guy talks a big talk. He's always talking how great and awesome he is and how garbage everybody else is. So I was like, really like, all right, I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to, see what this guy's all about. And then I was thoroughly disappointed. And then I made something better. Like, I don't care about people copying me. Listen, I see a lot of people copying me, copying webinars, copying the launch format, copying everything. But I've been saying this thing lately, and it's my new mantra. You can always copy the recipe, but you can't copy the sauce. You can have body language mastery 2.0. You can't like the weekend says that, right? If you claim to make me, then why can't you fucking replace me? Okay. Am I arrogant? I'm extremely confident in what I am and what I do. And I, quite frankly, I think I'm very good at what I do. And I don't think you get to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube just talking nonsense. I don't think you have a growing audience. People literally sending me money in the chat right now. Sending me money. I'm not even asking people like, yo, send a donation. I haven't asked for a donation one time. But people are sending me money out of their own free will. That is capitalism. That is what the market is telling me. When these guys on Rule Zero sending me $50, other guys, I had a guy send $300 3 days in a row. Okay. Here's another donation right here. So like, you have to understand how marketing works. You have to understand how capitalism works. And again, this kind of shows me like a guy who really didn't come, that didn't really make himself. I really smell rich boy vibes on this kid, and that's fine. Like, that's what he decided to do with his life. drink to the point you become an alcoholic, and then go down to Brazil and tell me I'm on easy mode in the Philippines. I want to go to the Philippines now. Alpha Kingdom said it was easy mode. I want to check it out. Real quick, Allison, my welfare check just came in. Give me $2 for the super chat. Thank you so much. And then Harry Zico says, to borrow a phrase idea from my favorite entrepreneur, Gary Vee, ideas are worth ish. It's about the execution. Much love, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Yeah, so that's all I got to say, really. Thor, did you want to say anything? Mac, do you want to say Googs before we get off?
I'll just say something about the content claim. I mean, we all stand on the shoulders of giants. It's kind of silly, really. How many times can you tell a guy, fix your photos, fix your profile, right? I mean, if that's the logic being used, I can say, John Anthony, I got a Thor's hammer right here. My name is Thor. I'm wearing a bracer. Mm-hmm. By the way, you're wearing a bracer and you have a Thor tattooed on your shoulder. How's that going for you? Maybe I should make a video disparaging what you're copying me for. I'm a little bit older. Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's just stupid. Right? Like, there's going to be so much crossover. Like, I mean, he's saying you're copying his stuff. I mean, we're all talking about you're basically, you're here to help people improve. You're trying to get the potential out of men, right? You know, I mean, like, a good analogy is like Cus D'Amato. I mean, Cus D'Amato wasn't in fighting people in the ring. He helped Mike Tyson become the best version he could be. You know what I mean? You're here to train people, to help people. So, you know what I mean? It's just, there's going to be content crossover. And like, if he's claiming that, I don't know anything about this guy, but he's claiming that you're, you know, ripping off his stuff without even buying your course. He has no idea, probably has no idea that you even do webinars, you know? And all of the content goes down, and the best content goes down in the webinars.
I feel like you're not a man until you can embrace another man. And that's real talk, bro. Like, real talk. Because, see, a part of being a man is controlling your ego. And if your ego was about lays or even how much money you got, and that's it, see, because there's always going to be someone that matches what you have. So that's where the character comes in. If I got $100,000 and I put it on the table, and Mac the Gamer gets 100,000, puts it on the table, well, then we're evil. Excuse me, we're even. So what separates us? It's this. Me and MLD talk. I know he thinks he's a badass motherfucker, and I think I'm a badass motherfucker. But he tells me I'm a badass motherfucker, and I tell him he is. And this isn't on YouTube. This is just talks that we have. So that's how it's genuine, because it's not for a show. It's not for anyone else. And sometimes he'll even hit me up like, hey, bro, you was quiet on that episode, bro. We need some of that fire. I'll be like, bro, I'm just humble. And I just like dropping my gems when it's my turn. I don't, you know what I mean? That's just my personality. But I'm just saying, he sees something great in me. See, if you can't do that, you're not like a boss like that. Bosses, what do bosses do? Think of all movies, Godfather, shit like that. There's bosses, and then they create other bosses. That's what makes you a boss. You're not just a boss because you just did some shit and you're just boss level. You're only a boss when you can see other people and make them and bring them up to where you're at. That makes you a boss. That makes you a king. You see what I'm saying? Lay counts ain't gonna do that. Yeah, I smashed plenty of chicks, but my lay count, I got a book coming out on Monday. My lay count didn't produce that. Hard work produced that. Sacrifice produced that. I had to lay off of women to get that shit done. And I'm man enough to where, okay, if I want to get back in the game, I still have the knowledge to do so.
Right.
See, when you're a real boss, you can get on the bench, leave, and come back like Jordan did and still win a championship.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the level.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You got
absolutely.
If you see greatness in others and shit like that, if you want to tear people down, it shows who you are, bro. It really shows who you are. You know what I'm saying? And even me, he may make a video about me, but guess what? I don't care what he says. I care what people say, but I don't care what he says because I've already won. Because I've already seen where he's at. And see, you got to check people's track records. Now, say, for instance, him, if he had a 0 track record and never talked shit about nobody, right? And then all of a sudden he has his allegations to MLD. Well, maybe it would be something to think about. But the fact that you have multiple roasts and multiple videos about other people, well, that would tell an intelligent person that this is your cup of tea.
Yep.
This is the way that you move. So this isn't a circumstantial thing. This is your thing. It's your thing. So how can I take it serious? How can you take anything serious? If you meet a woman and she's a slut and you know she's a slut, how do you take her serious? Because she say she's serious this time? Because she said it? Like, no, you gotta watch people's actions.
Yep.
If it mean that much to you, look, I've had people say I'm a hater. That was comedy because that's so far. But you know what? I'm so confident people don't like it. It'd be too much for people. Where does he get this? Why do you think he all that? Because I have a successful life and I accomplish my goals and I think of shit in my head and I practice application and I accomplish that and I keep getting more. That's why I have it. The lay count is just adding the sauce. It's just adding the sauce. That's all it is. But I am the meal. I am the main attraction. I'm the plate. You know what I'm saying? If anybody who I've had beef with people, but I'm not gonna show you guys for entertainment and shit.
Right.
If I feel like somebody's a snake or weasel, I want to get far away from them. I don't want to keep talking about them so they can talk because I'm giving them my energy now. I'm giving them my energy. They sat back, they wanted my energy. Now I gave it to them. Now they got a reason to really say what they want to say. Don't be surprised if that was a teaser and now you want to come with the 30-minute one.
Yeah.
You see, like you gotta look at people's track records, man. Life, sports, fucking jobs and shit. If you go to a job and it's a high turnover rate like a call center, well then you apply. Don't let your ego be in control. Well, maybe it's not the people getting fired, it's the fucking job. There's a reason why shit's high turnover. Check people's character, check people's background, check the way people deal with other people. That's what you need to pay attention to. Then that's how you know what you're dealing with and who you're dealing with and how to deal with them.
Oh yeah. Thank you so much, Afi. So I'll just say this in close. Okay. I don't have anything to hide. Did I buy his course? Absolutely. Did I review it? Absolutely. Did I think he was garbage? Absolutely. And that's why honestly, I got to thank him for putting out the course because it motivated me because I just thought I was expecting, he talks such a big game. I thought he would have, algorithm breakdowns, which he doesn't have. He doesn't have how to maximize your looks. He doesn't have any of the judgment websites, that are included in the course. He doesn't have any objective data. So, I just saw no competition. And then I came out with Pandemic Pickup and here we are. And, it was a monumental success. So that being said, we're going to end today's episode. But if you want to know the truth yourself, I decided that I've made Pandemic Pickup available right now. So you can go and get Pandemic Pickup. If you sign up for Body Language Mastery, click the link in the chat. It'll take you to the checkout. And then you can add on Pandemic Pickup right now, 100%. No strings attached. It'll only be available until September 28th. So you can go get Pandemic Pickup right now and you can be the judge. But until then, I'll see you guys next week. Have a wonderful day. Make money, make muscles, learn game, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.